Stephen Jones, the man who shot and killed a student and wounded 3 others at NAU, will be sentenced tomorrow. Jones entered into a plea deal back in January on lesser charges. Team 12's William Pitts is up in Flagstaff tonight with a look at what's happened in this case. Will?
Well, guys, this case went from murder charges to a hung jury to second-degree murder charges to manslaughter. And now tomorrow, Stephen Jones will learn how much time he'll face behind bars. It was one of the most high-profile trials in Flagstaff history. An 18-year-old NAU freshman charged with killing another student.
All right, come out, Stephen.
Stephen Jones was arrested the night of October 8th, 2015, after firing into a crowd of students after an argument at a party.
Turn around.
The shooting happened right next to campus. 1 student killed, 3 others injured. Jones would stand trial for the murder.
Your Honor, the defense called Stephen Jones.
And he would tell jurors why he fired that fatal shot.
I was just panicking and extreme fear.
Jones claimed self-defense and told the jury he warned the victims to stay back, only firing when they got real close. Prosecution challenged that.
How much space was there in actuality?
I learned it was 90 feet.
The 3-week trial included 37 witnesses, dozens of motions, and requests for a mistrial. Surviving victims testified, but it was the suspect that most people wanted to hear from.
I was shaking and I didn't have a perfect grip.
Jones told the jury he didn't want to fire.
I yelled as loud as I possibly could, "Don't move, I have a gun."
Jurors had to decide, was Jones actually defending himself, or was this a brazen act of murder? 6 men and 6 women would deliberate just 5 days before telling the judge they were deadlocked.
I have to imagine that some of you may feel disappointed that you were unable to reach a verdict.
The judge declared a mistrial.
Why couldn't anyone come to a decision?
No comment. Afterwards, the prosecution refused an interview, but the defense was already planning for the retrial.
Facts are the facts, and we're not afraid of them.
For the next 2 years, Jones's defense team pushed back a second trial 5 times.
Mr. Jones, it's my understanding you're going to plead guilty to count 1 as amended manslaughter.
In December of last year, 4 years after the shooting, a surprising announcement: prosecutors reducing the charges to second-degree murder. And just weeks later, another twist: Jones agrees to a plea deal with even lesser charges. He pled guilty to manslaughter and 3 aggravated assault charges. That deal carries between 5 and 10 years behind bars, plus restitution to the victims' families.
This is a tragedy for all, and we're glad that this helps bring us some closure. This is always bittersweet. We were ready for trial, but this gives closure to both sides, and Stephen in the end decided that was best.
And both sides estimate about 90 minutes each for victim and defense testimony. We're live in Flagstaff. William Pitts, 12 News.
Will, thanks. Live coverage of the NAU shooter sentencing begins tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on 12news.com, the 12 News app, and all of our social media platforms.